Hello and welcome. This is Mouse Gunner, and we're back with some more Besiege, continuing on with the Isle of Tolbren. And the next zone we have to tackle gives us the task of destroying the freighter convoy. I'm going to assume the freighter convoy are these 4 flying machines here. And we have been using this generic balloon that I've loaded in to do all of the other zones so far in this island. And I'm not so sure it's going to work this time around, but we'll go ahead and give it a go and see how well it works. Alright, so before we've just been running into our enemies and seeing if that would do it. And I'm not so sure how well this is going to work. Yeah, see, the enemy here is made out of wood, and that's not really going to work in my opinion. Now, ooh, they also have cannons that I just think they hit me with, although I don't think it did any damage. I can try, maybe the convoy is just to get the little yaks out of the cage, in which case I just got set on fire. Well, fire appears to be pretty effective, and it does look like that only did a quarter of the mission. So, maybe we can use fire to take care of these guys. Another idea would be to try and tackle them from the ground, but considering that these yaks with explosives are strapped to their backs are around, that would be very hazardous. But in any case, I think what I'm going to have to do here is redesign or design a new vehicle to try and tackle this new puzzle. Okay, I've done a modification of the balloon we were using previously, and I've used a framework here to attach 4 flamethrowers, which is going to be the way that we try and destroy these freighters, burning them down, because that seemed pretty effective. But the added weight has meant that the balloons aren't enough to lift the vehicle anymore, so I've had to depend upon 2 propellers added in, or flying blocks as they're called, to give me upward lift. Now this is going to be somewhat tricky to control, and I have set up the flamethrowers to all go at once to simplify the controls for myself. Hopefully we don't light ourselves on fire, and hopefully we don't run out of fuel for the flamethrower, and also hopefully I don't tip over, because one of the big problems with having upward lift and also having lift to all the different directions done by the flying blocks is they have a habit of swaying, and if it sways too far, that upward lift will actually flip the vehicle over. So it can be pretty tricky to control, but let's go ahead and give it a go. Okay, let's see if we can do it. And to be honest with you, I've already tried this several times, and I came very close. I only had 1 left, and the problem was I ran out of flamethrower fuel, and to try and mitigate that, I actually ended up setting the flamethrowers so they weren't all in the same key binding. So front and back are the same key binding, and left and right are the same key binding. And I would prefer to actually even break it up more than that, but unfortunately, there's only so many controls that I can utilize at once. I pretty much am having to use 2 hands for this, which is one of the reasons that this is so difficult, is I can only control to control the craft, I can't control the camera. And the biggest problem with that is depth perception. So I either can see how far away I am, or I can see whether or not I'm on target. So I could see that I was getting close, but I'm not on target as far as left and right. And depth perception means that I can only really do one with the camera. I can either only see how far away I am, or I can see whether I'm on target or not. And considering that the flamethrowers are insanely short-ranged, this is making it very difficult to do this. Also, the fact that I have to have my finger hammered down on the lift button the entire time, or I plummet to the ground, is also a big problem. Alright, so I look to be in range, but the question is, am I on target? And it sure doesn't look like it. It looks like I'm getting closer, but I might be. There we go. All we need to do is light them on fire. Alright, so we got 1. And we're going to have to do that every single time with each of these. And flamethrower fuel is precious, so we got to just do really quick bursts Problem is when you press the button, it doesn't do a quick burst. It turns it on full bore, and you have to press the button again to turn it off. So I have to do 2 quick button presses to do a burst. Now right now, we know that we're on target, but the problem is, are we close enough? And we can see there is a wide gulf of distance between us and that vehicle. Now you might think, okay, well if I don't move and I just keep going straight, I should be on target. But the balloon sways around a lot. So sometimes that isn't necessarily true. That time it worked for us. So maybe if we do that again, we'll have a little bit more success. So I'm going to go over to the right here, try and line it up as far as to the left and right, and then we'll just go forward until we're in range. And hopefully the swaying, which we have already, isn't going to pull us all off target. So now we're too high. And I think the swaying has pulled us off target, but I'm going to give it a go anyway. Yeah, I'm fairly certain we're pulled off target. Alright. Let's get our... Okay. That kind of is disconcerting. Alright. Get back on target here. So, I'm just going to worry about being on target for now. Might even back up a little bit just to make sure we don't run into it. Okay, so looks like we're on target, but we're not close enough. So now we're just going to bring it forward. And this is very methodical. Okay, just a little bit closer. All right, we're a little bit too far to the left, it looks like. Still too far to the left. Now I have to be careful here because if I get wrapped around this thing too much, some of these have cannons and they can blast me. This one doesn't look like it has cannons, so I don't know if it's big of a worry. But if I run into the propellers, I meant to say there, that's going to be just as bad as getting hit by a cannonball because it will knock out my balloons and then I won't have enough lift. All right, so now I'm getting confused because my craft has actually got spun around, so front is over here, and my controls are going to be messed up as a result. So now I have to go forward and back for left and right. And as we can see, we're nowhere near where we need to be. And this is what's so frustrating about this. It's just the fact that the thing sways around as much as it does is what drives me crazy, because in principle, you'd like to just do that, you know, figure out whether or not you're on target, and then just pull it forward. But it sways around so much, that's almost impossible. Okay. Gotta be careful, because I think I'm getting close to the blades. Yeah, and that swaying just screwed me, because I think I had it, and the swaying took me out of it. So this is very easy first couple craft. Now I'm switching to the side flamethrowers. There we go, we got it. I would like to say that was easy, but it wasn't. Alright, so now we need to get on target. So I'm using the side flamethrowers now because just of the orientation of my craft. So I think we're more or less on target. Now we just need to pull in, do a broadside on it. But this one does have cannons, so I have to be careful. Alright, I don't think I'm on target right now. So let's just give it a burst. Okay, nope. Looks like I need to come this way. Alright. I'm starting to get concerned for the cannons there. I don't want to pull out in front of them. So we're going to go this way. Try and bring the front back around. Yeah, I don't think I'm anywhere near where I need to be. That was just because I laid off the lift there for a second. Oop, hitting the wrong button now because I'm... Alright, so perception-wise, we're not good. No, I think I'm too far to the right. Or left, rather. Yeah, too far to the left. Now I need to come in. There, we got it. Oh, boy. All right. You know, honestly, I think that's all we're going to be covering for this video because that alone took 7.5 minutes, and that was just the run, not the me explaining what I did or any of that. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I don't know if I did. It was a real trial in patience, that's for sure. In any case, as I said, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. This is Mouse Gunner signing out.